the fuck you wanna be? Like I am what I am, I'm just saying. Homie, this is me. If only you could see, this is who I am, man, understand. You can choose to be who the fuck you wanna be.
Yo, what's up everyone? How are y'all doing? Back here for part 2 of Advice for Artists marketing section. I hope you guys liked the previous episode. I had someone get some value from it, so that just made me super happy. I want to dive into the second part 2 for this one and talk about a very interesting one, which is blogs and article write-ups / interviews / premieres. Pretty much that whole thing all bundled into one. So I've got a few mixed emotions on this, and I'm predominantly talking about paying a blog or someone to write up an article, or paying someone to do an interview with you, or paying someone to premiere your track or releases. I'm gonna be straight out the bat with it. I'm not really for that. I don't think paying for those types of things is, at the end of the day, the type of marketing you want to be looking at as an artist. And there's a few reasons why, which I'll kind of get into. Now, first of all, I just want to talk about the benefits and the positives of getting your music or an interview or a write-up from a blog that you've paid for. And look, essentially, all you're doing is getting potential exposure and organic reach, depending on what type of blog it is. And to be honest, there's not many that are going to give you the dividends of what they're charging. The outcome of it could potentially be the right person noticing it, or the right person becoming a fan, or one of the chief editors becoming a fan and sending it, and a kind of a domino effect. That's pretty much the best case scenario, like major best case scenario, and that's pretty much what you're paying for, to get that reach on the blog and whatever reach they get, and the audience that's viewing their website. And look, there are great examples of this. A good example of this happening is with Jaycee. Last year, she was found on an American blog or website or Instagram page. Her music video was reposted. Can't remember the artist's name. There was 2 of them, but specifically one. I think they were UK artists, not too sure. Big followings actually found that through there and shouted Jaycee out, and that really elevated and skyrocketed her career. And I'm not saying that I don't think Jaycee paid to get on that blog. That was organic, and that might have been a really well-known one, but that's just putting into theory. Like, it's possible for someone to kind of find your shit through a blog or whatnot. Look, those are the 2 kind of, outcomes that you're looking for when doing that. Now, on the other side of things, straight off the bat, like, I don't believe that paying for something like that is worth it in general. I really, really don't think it is. The price range that these people are asking for, it's pretty poxy, to be honest. Look, I've been in touch with like big media blogs and stuff like that, and the conversation has gone so smoothly at the start of it, and send them the press release. They fuck with the song, they fuck with the vision, they fuck with the story. It's like dope, that's what you're wanting. You want to find that organic connection and build that, and then they've come back with, and this is going to cost this and this and this, and I'm like, man, nah. I don't like the idea of paying to get your music promoted on something like a blog that's covering new releases and stuff like that. I really believe it takes away the authenticity and the intentions of it in general. I mean, as soon as a blog or a company is writing articles and doing interviews on artists based off payments, it really takes away the value of what they're promoting. I think it saturates whatever content they're producing on their website. I think it really takes away the authenticity. I'm really big on someone, a blog or website that authentically is writing about and covering news and artists that they generally like and they're generally finding. As soon as money gets brought into it, my own opinion, I'd stay clear of that shit. I mean, look, it all comes down to a case-by-case situation, Obviously, if Complex was like, if they were charging like $50 for an article write-up, obviously you'd fucking do it. But like, Complex and all those actual well-known large media websites and blogs, they're not going to be charging for features. That's like, they're just not, they don't do that anyway. So the only kind of blogs that will be charging that are, relatively, not as well-known and not as professional as most blogs, well-known blogs, or they're very new and they don't even have an audience anyway. Most of these fucking blogs and companies are full of shit with the organic reach that they're saying, and they're just throwing numbers here and there across all their social platforms, which you can buy on all these fucking websites anyway. Like all of these numbers, I wouldn't believe any of the numbers most of these people and statistics are showing. So
don't believe what they tell you.
look, it's a fine line. I think it's a case by case. If you've done enough research and you found that this blog in Germany or this blog in LA really is a respectable company, and they've got some good reach coming through. What you've researched, that you've seen threads and articles about it all, and some other well-known artists have gone through, then by all means give it a shot. There's nothing wrong, like I said in the previous episode, with trial and erroring things. Maybe you want to give this blog a chance and pay for a premiere or an article write-up or an interview. So look, I think it's a case-by-case situation, but if I'm gonna kind of base it off in the general terms, I'd stay clear of those payments. And I think it's just more of a personal thing as well, as like an artist. Like, it really defeats the whole purpose of you getting something written up about you. When you're paying for it, no man, it just kind of seems like it's just cheating anyway. Like, not cheating, but it just doesn't really seem validated, and it really doesn't ever have that authenticity and energy around it that I think you do get when you don't pay for these things. So my kind of counter to all this is I believe, rather than paying articles and blogs for write-ups and interviews and stuff like that, build a funnel list and hustle them and get them organically. When you can get these organically, and you will be able to do that if your music is good enough, if your story is good enough, if you are a good artist, they will... you will get these articles written up about you. So my counter to all this would be, as opposed to paying for these blogs, I would say build huge funnel lists, grind out funnel lists, find blogs and upcoming articles and stuff like that, chuck their emails in there, and send out your music, press releases, press kits, whatever it is you have, or however they want you to submit it. And I think that is the better approach here. But like I said, that's more time consuming. That's a lot more hard work. So yeah, it comes down to what you're willing to do to get your music out there. That's just my personal opinion on paying for blogs and write-ups. I'm not a fan of it. Don't fuck with it at all. I think it's a waste of money. Like I said, I think most of these blogs and stuff are full of shit with the numbers they're saying. I'm definitely not disregarding blogs and the importance and value that blogs have still to this day on the internet. I don't think they're as important and have as much value as they did 10 years ago, let's say. But I also think that half of them are full of shit with the packages that they're offering, and when they're showing statistics of their organic reach, a lot of that shit is easy to manipulate for the public's eye in order for them to charge a fuckload more. So look, I leave that in your hands. It's up to you to do your case-by-case studies and whether you think it's worth it, whether you think it's going to be a valuable investment for you. But I'm all for the free marketing. There is so much abundance of free marketing that you can do as an artist. There is no harm in sending out your music organically and getting this shit premiered and featured and written up organically. It takes time, care, and hard work. Pretty much it for that. I definitely wanted to go over that because I know that's something that a lot of artists can get stuck into. That's something we've trialed and error, and we've kind of been there, done that, and it's didn't offer and provide us anything. I hope that helps. Hope that helps get that off someone's mind. Let me know in the comments if you've had any experiences with paying blogs or whatever for your stuff, and if it provided any value for you. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, drop a comment if there's any questions you have, and I'll see you guys on the next episode for Advice for Artists in the marketing section. Peace.
One day come around, she on a calm now, but she told me she never popped a pill. I should never trust her. Fuck it, she's a high.